Hi, everybody. Kara here, and today our topic is finding the regular text level that you should be focusing on for when you do regular text during your lesson in the oral reading section. Okay, so going to talk through how to find what level text should I use with my student. Remember, that's going to be a grade level. So let me change my video here to show you how this works out on paper. All right. So first, what you're going to want to make sure you have is your regular text level decision tree. Okay. And this is it's like a flow chart, tells you kind of step by step. And we're going to do examples. That's kind of what's covered up here, but it would apply to follow these same steps regardless of what level you're starting with. Okay, so how would we know what level to even start with in terms of a grade level? Remember, we're going to have the kid read 3 passages, and we know that they're likely not on grade level, because otherwise, why would we be even involved in, trying to figure this out? If they pass their benchmark assessment, and we're in the green and all of that, and they're not a kid we're working with, we really wouldn't, need to see them. So the idea here is that we know that they're not at grade level, but we don't know what grade level they are functioning at. So, and we also don't want to spend a lot of time, even though the passages are only 1 minute long, we don't want to spend a lot of time giving 3, passages from grade, some certain grade, and then being completely off the mark, and then giving 3 passages from a different grade level, and that still is off the mark, and then 3 more. We're just trying to guess as best we can what grade level they probably are functioning at in terms of working on fluency. So we do that by doing the San Diego Quick. Literally, the only reason for the San Diego Quick is to give us an idea of what level to start at when we're trying to find an oral reading fluency regular text grade level. Okay, so here we go. Here's your San Diego Quick, and yours might look a little different than this. That's completely fine. The words are the same. The process is the same. So we see here at the top, this tells you exactly what the directions you're supposed to tell the student, right, when you actually deliver the assessment. But that's a different video to show you how to give the assessment. But just in general, just reminders, you're always going to put the student's actual grade level. The student's grade level goes right here. The start level, even for the San Diego Quick, is not going to be their grade level. It's going to be 2 to 3 levels below the student grade level. So 2 to 3 levels below 5th grade is 3rd grade. So I decided to start with 3rd grade. Okay. This is an estimate. This is no one's, no major decisions about a student are going to be made based on whether I could have said I started at 2nd grade. That would have been fine too. That would have been 3 levels below 5th grade. It's kind of like you learn to get a feel for, the different students as you do this. And either way, it's not a big deal. So 2nd grade or 3rd grade, I decided on 3rd. So I went ahead then and had the student read from their copy, of course, of the grade 3 level list. Okay. And here I am. This is my teacher sheet, and I'm making check marks or X's. Somehow I'm keeping track. Did they read the word correctly or not? Notice I don't have to write down what they did say. I don't really care if they get it right or wrong. Okay. So here I see 1, 2, 3, 4 errors. And so I can put that down here, number of errors. All right, so I know that they got 4 errors on 3rd grade level. And so I also know that what I'm looking for, if we go back to our chart, is I'm looking for the instructional level. Okay, so this here tells me that 4 errors falls in the frustrational zone, right? Because that's 3 or more errors. So I know that I'm too high. 3rd grade is too high. So I could go ahead and put 3 right there. Although it's potentially possible that even if I go down, they could also have 3 or more errors in the next level. But either way, this, again, not critical. What I mostly need to try to find is instructional. So then I go down and I give him the second grade list, and he got 2 errors. Okay. Oh, so look at that. So the thing about the San Diego Quick is that for them, the instructional level is when you have exactly 2 errors. So I got lucky here, and I got a grade level of second grade where the student missed exactly 2 errors. Now, it is very, very possible that, for example, what if they would have gotten 3 errors here in third grade, but then got no errors, or even 1 error, in second grade? Well, that would have told me that second grade would have been their independent level. But again, guys, guess what? It's okay. If I don't exactly find an instructional level, then I have to make an informed decision about what level I'm going to use with for the actual oral reading fluency probes. Probably if that had happened, I would err probably on the side of the independent, because I want my student to feel comfortable. I want to give them the best chance of success. And I already know that third grade is probably frustrational. So I would always err on the side. If I can't find an instructional level, then I'll go down and do the independent level. And then that will be the level that I use for the probes. Okay. Now, let's say that I had started with third grade level and there were 0 errors. Well, then I need to go up a grade level. And because again, I still haven't found instructional. Right? I would have found independent if she got 0 errors on third grade, but I still don't have an instructional. That's always what I'm shooting for. I don't even care to find a frustrational level. It's just sometimes it happens because you end up reading a list that's frustrational. Okay. Again, more about that in the assessment lecture. All right. So back to my chart. So what I have found is that now I know that I'm going to give second grade level ORF passages. How do I know that? From the San Diego Quick. Okay. So I give those 3 passages right here. Student reads 3 passages from specified grade level. Second grade level. Then I'm going to record the words correct per minute and number of errors for each passage and note the median score. Okay. So let's take a look here. Here was the first passage. She got 43 words correct and 4 errors, right? So you see a 43 written right here and a 4 written here. But remember, I give 3 passages. So let's see what the next passage says. Here she got 35 words correct, 3 errors. So I write down 35 and 3. Then she got 42 words correct and 7 errors. 42, 7. Okay, this is exactly how I would write this out if I were you. Make the calculations and write it down. Okay. So here those are. I need to note the median score. Okay, mean, median, and mode. We talked about that in the assessment lecture, just about assessment in general. Median means middle, not average. So I am literally finding the score in the middle. So if I put the numbers 43, 35, and 42, if I put them in number order, right, that would go 35, 42, 43. Oh, there's my middle. Okay, so you see how I just bolded that for us? I'll go ahead and circle it. Remember, the way they're listed on here is the order in which you gave the passages. To find the median, it's the actual, you got to put them in number order. Okay, and then 4, 3, and 7, those numbers in number order are 3 is the smallest, then 4, then 7, oh, 4. Okay, so that's how I knew that 4. Okay, so now I've done this step. Calculate the accuracy. So how do I do that? Well, it's a ratio, it's a formula. Median words correct divided by median words correct plus median errors. That's why I had to do all this over here. So my median words correct was 42, right? So there's 42 divided by, median words correct plus median errors. So 42 plus 4 is 46. And then, of course, I multiply by 100 because I'm talking about a percent here. And I get 91%. Okay. Great. Now, this number here is what I use to ask myself the next question. I've got a decision point now here. Is that percentage, is that 95% accuracy or better? Is it at least 95%? No, it is not. So I follow the no arrow and it says repeat process with 3 passages from grade level below. Okay. So in this case, what is the grade level below 2nd grade? 1st grade, right? So I repeat the whole thing. You know, my San Diego quick, I did the best I could with my estimate, right? I estimated 2nd grade might end up being the level to work at. Turns out it wasn't. That's fine. But guess what? I definitely didn't, I'm glad I didn't start at 5th grade level with these passages. That would have been probably pretty painful for the kid and me. Okay. So now, now I go down to 1st grade level and I repeat the process with 3 new passages. So I get out the 3 passages now from 1st grade level. I write down the words correct per minute on passage 1 was 54 and the errors was 1. The words correct on passage 2 was 50 and the errors were 2. The words correct on the 3rd passage was 45 and the errors were 2. Again, find the median score, which would be 50 and 2. Then I'll calculate my accuracy and I've got 50 divided by 52 times 100 equals 96%. Okay. And again, I ask myself, now I'm ready to ask the next question. Is that 95% accuracy or better? Yay, yes it is. Great, now I can keep going with the process. If this answer to this question is yes, now I do this step. Find the words correct per minute score on the Hasbrook and Tyndall chart. What the heck is that? Well, it's the 2nd page of this regular text decision tree document. It's page 2. Okay. Now, remember guys, just because my student is in the 5th grade does not mean anything for any of this. I'm always basing my decisions on whatever grade level text I'm assessing them on, not the grade level they're in. So when it says find the words correct per minute score on the Hasbrook and Tyndall chart, I'm finding it for the grade level that they read, which remember now is 1st grade, because 2nd grade accuracy wasn't good enough. So I'm in 1st grade. Okay, so that's where I'm looking. And it says the score, the words correct per minute score, is 10 or more words below the 50th percentile for that grade level in the spring. Okay, so what was my 50 was my words per minute, right? Okay, so I'm looking at 50 in the spring column of that grade level, and I'm looking at the 50th percentiles. Notice here, this column says percentile ranks, or percentiles, excuse me, 90th, 75th, 50th, 25th, 10th. So I'm looking at the 50th percentile in the spring, and that number is 60. Now, what was the number that my kid actually got? 50. Is that 10 or more words below 60? Is 50 10 or more words below 60? Yes, it is. Then, yes, I work on fluency at this grade level, whatever grade level that is, first, right? Yay, I found it. So, notice that if I had followed, let's talk about what happens if I get the answer of no for that question. Let's just pretend that the score that my kid got, we already knew remember the accuracy is 95 or better. I'm already on this section here. I came this way. If let's say that the kid read 60, let's say their kid read 62 words a minute. Well, that's not 10 or more words below the 50th percentile. That's 2 words above the 50th percentile. See how it says repeat process with 3 passages from grade level above? Okay, well, I already did that. But the chart doesn't know that. This is where your decision-making comes into play. I actually already did that, right? It just so happened that this student, what happened was I already did 2nd grade level. So now, now is when I need to think about, okay, we only work on fluency, words correct per minute, is if we have 95% accuracy. That's why this important question right here. Notice this is the decision-making question, not the how many words per minute they got. So, I kind of shouldn't really be working on words per minute until at 2nd grade level, until this accuracy gets to 95%. But, here I am, and they're already sitting at the 50th percentile. Here we go. Sorry. If they're already sitting at 50th percentile for 1st grade level, and this can definitely happen. So this is where you this is where it completely depends on the student, I'd say, and it depends on, again, your decision-making as the instructor. There's ways that you can support and scaffold maybe some of that. I mean, 91% isn't terrible. I mean, if their accuracy at 2nd grade level was like 85 or 80 or something, then I definitely wouldn't work on 2nd grade level. Okay, but certainly there would be plenty of 50th percentile is fine, but there's still room for improvement on 1st grade level. So maybe maybe in this case, I might decide to work on 1st grade level. I don't know. This is something you can speak with your supervisor about. Okay. The good thing about this stuff is that when you're getting a lot of data, so let's say you decide, again, we're not deciding if the student is going to graduate high school or not, right? Using 1st grade or 2nd grade level text with this kid is not really going to, keep him from graduating high school or moving on to the next grade level. These are low stakes decisions, but decisions nonetheless, and should be informed by data. So let's say I continue to work on 1st grade level text with this student, and it just so happens that Now they're getting up into the, 98, 99, 100% accuracies, and their words per minute is really going up really well. And once they get to that point, and remember, in my lessons, I keep working on those decoding skills, right? That's why I'm teaching the lessons the way that I do is because I'm working on those decoding skills and teaching them new decoding patterns and things. Okay, so again, decisions that you can make with, and certainly you as a teacher are not alone in these decisions. You can be consulting with other members of your MTSS team, okay, other professionals, other people who've been in similar situations, and talk about, what might be the best, okay? But we can't really make any good decisions unless we have data. Data. Always, always, always. We don't say things like, well, it seems like he's doing really well on his reading. It seems like it. Well, that doesn't tell me anything. Okay, and so anyway, just for a little reminder, here are some sources for regular text. You've got the you've got the core oral reading fluency, the Massey probes, but that's not progress monitoring. What this is talking about right here is in your actual lessons, how are you going to get, let's say you decide on second grade level or whatever grade level, you got to get some probes, right, at that grade level, because you're going to keep using one every lesson or every other lesson. So you can use Acadians or Dibbles or see the other video about how to access those. Maybe your school does Ames Web or Read Naturally. Those are also acceptable, but those are not free, whereas Acadians and Dibbles are. Okay. All right, guys, that is your decision making. Oops, sorry. That is how you use that decision making chart, and finding, again, you're finding that level, that grade level at which you should be working on fluency with your student. And that takes you through that process. So thanks a lot. Bye.